Donnie Most. And the Andre Crouch Singers. Let's get busy. Tune in next week with my guests Wayne Gretzky and his wife Janet Jones, Faith No More, Edward Woodward, Kirstie Alley, Dennis Hopper, Carl Reiner, Jamie Gertz, Larry King, Bobby McFerrin, and Voicestra. And a whole lot of other stuff. I'm not going to stand here and read all of it to you. Just if you can stay up, tune in, okay? For 6 years, my first guest has played Calliope on Days of Our Lives, and now you can see her weekly as the co-host of a new series called America's Funniest People. Please welcome, take that phone off the hook, Arleen Sorkin. I used to watch Days of Our Lives. Yes. As a matter of fact, Blair Underwood is here from LA Law. Blair in the house. Blair in the house. Yes, yes. And actually, Blair and I have a real good friend who plays his woman on LA Law, who was on Days of Our Lives, Renee Jones.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I know Gloria Loren and all those people. You miss the days?
Do I miss it? Yeah. Sometimes. I don't think I'm, you know, not going to go back ever. I'll be Grandma Jones on the show soon, but no, I miss it.
A lot of work in comparison to what you do now?
Yeah, a lot of hours. 12-hour days.
Long scripts.
Yeah, but I had fun. I got to say whatever came into my head. That was a fun job.
Oh, they let you get loose and play a little bit?
I just got to play a lot. Like if they recast a character, instead of just ignoring it, I'd say, something's different about you. What is it? Are you parting your hair differently, or, you know?
So you got to kind of bring a little comedy to daytime.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Let me ask you 2 questions. In my research on you...
Did research?
I found out... What size shoe do you wear? What size pump is that?
6B. I heard you're a pump man.
I am definitely a pump man. And I heard that you used to be a foot model.
Yes, a shoe model.
Shoe model?
Yes.
Yeah, because that other would be selling the foot.
That's right. Could sell the foot. Where'd you get that foot?
I got this from Bally.
Oh, good. No, I was a shoe model. I was the most beautiful woman in the world from the ankles down in New York City, yes.
And exactly what is it that you do most when you are a professional shoe model?
You stand, walk, and try not to look at your feet when you do it. It's skilled labor. Yeah.
And, like, is there a perfect size?
Yeah,
is that
6B.
the reason?
So any of you out there that aspire to this, if you wear a 6B, you too can be Cinderella and make a living with your feet.
So your feet don't have to be pretty. Like, you could have, like feet like Willis Reed or something, but the size has to be right.
No. You have to have, your toes have to be aligned correctly. You can't have bunions, and, there's a lot of requirements. Let's look at your feet. I can tell you whether you could be a shoe model.
Oh, I can tell you I can't be a shoe model. I can't be no kind of model. Okay. But let's move on to another occupation.
Subject?
Yeah, another occupation, though, prior to your stardom. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're on television.
Yeah, I'm on TV.
And your show is, like, in the top 10 or something,
Yeah, that's true. So, yes, I am. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kind of
Thank you for acknowledging it. Now,
You also, and I hope I got this right, were involved with an escort service for some reason?
Well, yes, I was involved. When I was in high school, I worked in this men's clothing store. And this man came in, and I was on my knees, pinning his pants. And he said he thought I had style, so he invited me to work in this big hotel in Washington, D.C., which is where I'm from, right next to the White House, this beautiful hotel in the lobby to have he had this professional escort service, which I thought was perfectly legitimate. And I used to have to say to all the customers, you must remain in a public place at all times. And I was about 17 years old, and I had this big book filled with 8x10 glossies of beautiful girls, and next to their pictures were like 12 languages that each of them spoke. And I thought, God, they're so smart, and they're so beautiful. And, so my brothers used to take the book into the bathroom every night. I'd bring it home, and they'd study the book. But anyway, I had this job. And then finally, one day, a man came up to the counter. And my job basically was to book a limousine and to book a restaurant and book a girl for some visiting person from an embassy.
So you were like a sophisticated madam in a sense.
Yeah, but I didn't know it. I thought it was just somebody who was foreign and couldn't speak English and needed someone to show them around Washington. I truly thought I did. I thought it was a perfectly nice job. It was in a nice hotel in Washington. Yeah. So anyway, one day this man comes over and he says, I'd like to book somebody who, to go on a date. And I said, well, you must remain in a public place at all times. And he said, oh, well, not Trixie. I said, Trixie, who speaks Swahili and 12 other languages? No, he says, oh, call her up. She'll tell you what we do. And I called her up, and she said, oh, yeah, that's how we make our tips. So I was in shock. I mean, my whole face drained. I thought, oh, my God, I'm a madam at 17. What's my future?
And how long did you stay after that day?
Well, my father made me go back because it was a good-paying job. So, he wouldn't believe me. I kept saying, that's what it is. He said, no, it can't be. It's God is punishing me. So, no, I stayed about a week after that. Yeah. Just not long enough to steal some of the pictures from my brothers. I didn't want to disappoint them.
Let's talk a little bit about the show. What's it like over there doing? You're with Dave,
right?
I'm so
thirsty. Is there water?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, you can have mine.
Just the desert.
Take mine.
Thank you very much.
Take mine. When you get out here.
Arsenio's water.
When you get out here, you get thirsty because you're talking and it's hot. And Bronson Pinchot spit on me last night. He got cotton all in here and it was.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, it was frightening.
Okay.
Tell them a little bit about the show, people who haven't seen it.
Well, any of you could be on it. And you just have to send in a tape of yourself telling a joke or doing like a takeoff on a commercial. Or if any of you think you're funny, if you have a relative that's funny, or if you think you're the life of a party, you can put it on tape and be on the show. Yeah. See? So.
And it's doing so well. What do you attribute that to? Why do you think people love these shows?
I think that a lot of people think that they have talent. We do. Yeah. We wouldn't be here. No, a lot of people think that they have talent, and so they get excited that there's regular people on TV telling, you can win money. Yeah. I don't know. Time slot? Who knows? It's a good show.
No, it seems like a lot of things that are doing well now require the involvement of the audience.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess, what does it mean? What do you think?
People want to get involved with Bart. They want, or whatever. People want to get, because the other show, Funniest Home Videos, and God knows my audience stays involved. People want to be part of the television show now.
That's right. Well, that's probably right. That's the reason it's successful.
Yeah. Well, thank you for stopping by and continued success. Say hello to Dave.
I certainly will.
And everybody over there. Okay. And come back again.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
Yes, yes. We'll be back with Sam Kinison, America's Funniest People.